Well, Russia's Prime Minister has reiterated his country's condemnation over Israel's attack on a Gaza-bound aid flotilla last week. The incident is dominating the Asian Security Summit in Istanbul, where more than 20 countries have gathered. RT's Natalia Novikova joins us now live from Turkey. Good to see you. So we expected some strong reaction over Israel's actions from the members of this group, but how far did they go in their criticism?
Well, very anti-Israeli sentiment is in the air in Istanbul today. The most harsh statements came from Iranian President Ahmadinejad, who said that by that attack on a humanitarian aid heading to Gaza, Israel revealed its brutal and barbarian nature. He also said that the attack, the Jewish attack, raised the flag of Satan. Those were his exact words. He also suggested that in the future, humanitarian aid to Gaza might be escorted by Iranian Navy in order to ensure its security. Now, 9 Turks were killed during the attack, and Turkey was the most supportive of Israel out of all Muslim states, has now turned its back to the Jewish state because of this attack, calling on for immediate collective punishment. And Russia, that has always been the main mediator in solving the conflict in the Middle East, even though was highly critical once again of Israel's actions, called on for negotiations rather than panic at the summit. And the Russian delegation was led by the country's Prime Minister Vladimir Putin.
The tragic incident with the Gaza aid flotilla and civilian deaths have aggravated the situation. We are deeply concerned about the gross violations of the universally accepted norms of international law. We believe that the first thing to be done now is to ease the tension and to carry out a thorough, comprehensive investigation. We must prevent a new flare-up in the Middle East.
Tell me, what are the other important issues being discussed at today's meeting?
Well, the organization is seen by many experts as a nation analog of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. So, of course, many security issues in the region that exist in the region were touched upon during the summit, including war in Afghanistan and drug trafficking in Afghanistan. And leader of the Russian delegation, Prime Minister Vladimir Putin, has called on for immediate actions and called on for the European Union Security Council to hold an immediate urgent meeting on the issues of drug trafficking in Afghanistan.
International terror organizations have settled down comfortably at the Afghan-Pakistan border, receiving massive financial support, which comes via drug dollars as well. I would like to stress that the issue of Afghan drugs production and smuggling has exceeded the regional scale and is now a global threat. According to the UN study, Afghan opium and heroin have taken the lives of about 1 million people around the world. Isolated countermeasures can hardly bring tangible results. I believe that the problem is serious enough to be specially considered by the UN Security Council.
Natalia, the meeting comes as Russia said it's ready to join the sanctions against Iran. What was Ahmadinejad's reaction to this?
Well, previously, of course, Iran was not happy with Russia supporting sanctions against its nuclear program. But after today's meeting, President Ahmadinejad has said that Moscow and Tehran are in good dialogue right now, and that is because Russia will only support smart sanctions against Iran, sanctions that will not in any way affect the country's civilians. Let's now listen to what Prime Minister Vladimir Putin had to say about the date of the launch of the Bushehr Iranian nuclear plant constructed by Russian engineers.
Mr. Ahmadinejad knows, and I would like to inform others, that we are finishing construction of the nuclear power plant in Bushehr, and it will start operating in August this year. Working together with the Iranian side, we should be able to dismiss all concerns of the international community about all aspects of the Iranian nuclear program. And if we make a coordinated effort and respect each other's interests, then we will be able to look to the future with greater optimism.
To talk more about that and other bilateral issues between Russia and Iran, Prime Minister Putin did not rule out a possibility of a bilateral meeting between him and President Ahmadinejad on the sidelines of the summit. But with all the issues discussed, security issues in the region discussed during the summit, of course, Israel stayed in the spotlight.
All right, live from Istanbul, RT's Natalia Novikova. Thank you.